So I'm working on this 1952 Dodge Coronet. I'm going to be doing the oil accumulator service today. And so you can see right there's the oil accumulator. It's right here. Get this out of the way maybe. So this is the oil accumulator. What it does, it stores oil under pressure, and then when you go to start your engine for the first time, you can hit a button and it activates a solenoid which dumps this oil under pressure into the oil galley of the engine, so you're not dry starting the engine. And so what I need to do is remove this and clean it out, flush it out, and put some new oil in it. So here's a better look at it. This blue piece, this is just a welded bracket. You can see the green cover here for the solenoid. It's got an air Schrader valve right here and a T, and then on the other side of the valve it goes over to the oil galley. So I'm going to remove this whole bracket and take it off the vehicle so I can clean it, drain it properly. So you can have a look in there. Got a 5/8 and 11/16 that I'm going to be using to disconnect the pipe there. There's the valve, dump valve. So I'll first disconnect the hose going to the engine, and I'm not going to dump the pressure here. I'm going to wait and do it when I get it out of the car because I want to see what it looks like. I've got a jug that I'm going to use to catch the oil, if there is any that comes out of that hose. Yeah, there was some that came out. So now I can disconnect the solenoid. There's just two bullet connectors here. So it's electrically disconnected. Now I just disconnect mechanically. So I can remove the entire device, and I can put it on the bench and work on it. So I've got the engine pre-luber mounted on this vise. I had forgotten it said Insta-Lube. I guess I can't really see that from how it's mounted. And so I'm going to connect a 12-volt battery to this and manually dump what pressure is left in there. And I've got a little cup here to catch it. I don't think there's much in there. We'll see. I'll try to catch it right here. Let's see how much comes out. It has quite a lot in there. You can see it nearly filled that up. And so I'm going to dump this into something else and continue to dump it. I want to flush that out, get the oil out of there as much as I can. Not sure how I'm going to do that. I might have to disconnect the tank from all the fittings. We'll see. I'm also going to repressurize this Schrader. Well, let's just see how much more I can get out of it first. Got another little bottle, like hopefully catch some. I might have to add some more air pressure to get the rest of that to come out. It's just kind of dribbling. So I'm going to add some air pressure to this. Got another little bottle, like hopefully catch some. I might have to add some more air pressure to get the rest of that to come out. It's just kind of dribbling. So I'm going to add some air pressure to this. I'm going to add some air pressure back here. Here's the Schrader valve. This is on the other side of the electronic solenoid. So when I put air in here, it's going to go right into the tank. I can hear it bubbling. Doesn't take much. I got it up to 33 psi. Hope that doesn't make a huge mess when I dump the valve. Let's see what it's going to do here. You can hear it bubbling, so it must be near the bottom. Whoa. I guess the bubbling aerated the oil. So I've loosened it up a little bit. I can get the bottle now away from the mount. And so now I'm going to take this in put it on a vise and gently hold this pipe while I remove this fitting here so I can open this can up. So now I've got the bottle in my vise and I've got a welding glove protecting the bottle, and I'm going to try and gently persuade this fitting to come off of there. There she goes. So now with this, once this fitting's off, I can spray some cleaner down in there and really get all that nasty whatever that is that's accumulated over the time. This bottle. I have a feeling it might be water vapor, but I'm not sure. Probably, well, maybe not. All it does is store oil under pressure, and then it shuts off as soon as you release the button, so it's only capturing it briefly. I try to capture it when I first start the engine and the oil pressure is high. Boy, that thing is longer than I remember it being. It's almost like a joke. I'm not sure what kind of canister this is. It looks like a paintball canister or something. This thing is huge. It's got a rubber O-ring on there. That's interesting. That's how it seals. I might want to look into replacing that. I had forgotten that detail, but it'd be good to maybe put a new rubber O-ring in there. I guess that's why it hasn't leaked, and why it allows me to open it up so easily. So I got some brake cleaner out there. I'm going to clean this out and see what comes out of it. And we'll clean this up. And then I got the bottle out here. I'm going to spray some brake cleaner down in there and then pour it into my container there that I'm capturing. Here we go. coming out pretty clean. I'd say that's a good job there. She's clean. So while I got it open, I'm going to pour about half full of oil in here once the brake fluid's all drained out, all the brake cleaner. I'm going to fill this halfway with oil and then recap it. So I've cleaned out the tank here. I'm going to go ahead and put in a half a quart of this oil here. This is conventional 10W30. It's what I'm using in the old car. And I think it's going to be a lot easier just to, I don't know how else to put it in there except funnel it in. And this is actually half a quart, so I'll just put the whole thing in there. There needs to be a little air, space for air for the, what you do is you put oil in this, half up, and then you can pressurize it to maybe 20, 30 psi. And then when you go to start the engine, you dump that valve, you open the valve, and it allows a little bit of the oil to dump into your engine and pressurizes it. So there I've got a clean oil in there. What I am also going to do is funnel the old oil back in here and see about how much was in there to begin with. It should have been about a half a quart. But I'm not going to use one of my good funnels. I'll use the old funnel for that. My good funnels, I keep them in a plastic bag so they don't get dusty. Use a magnet to hold them up under the cabinet. I believe it was a little bit more than a half a quart in there, based on looking at this jug here. Let's see what comes up. Yeah, it was just about an entire quart. So this oil had been getting exchanged back and forth every time I start the engine. No idea what the condition of that is, but it seems kind of thin. So now I'm going to put my tank fittings back together. So I got the fitting screwed back on. It's an O-ring. Just using the same one for now. If I need to change it, I will. I'll just keep an eye on it. Let's see this way this works. Pretty long screws go through the frame here. Supporting the valve, which is good because there's very small, looks like 1/8 brass fitting. Looks like you could easily break that off if you got in there and started moving stuff around. And I'm going to pressurize it while it's upside down so I won't be aerating the oil. even though I don't plan on dumping that valve for a day or two. And now with that I can use this clamp here. Excuse me. Just to hold the bottle. Been a nice system. I've been using it for 10 years. Haven't had any problem with it. Actually, it's probably more than that. Probably 12 years maybe. And I had one before. Same thing. It worked pretty good too. So now I'm going to add a little air here. Maybe the 30. That's enough to drive the oil. I guess I'd want to match what it's going to be when it starts running. When it's cold, I think my engine's making about 50 to 60 psi, if I can believe what my gauge says. So now all I have to do is go put this back on the vehicle and it'll be ready for use. It's a little bit extra work when you change the oil, but I think it's worth it to avoid engine wear on startup. Especially if this engine doesn't get driven every day. It might sit a week. It might sit a month. Hopefully not that long. Here's my fitting for the oil line. I'll hook that up after. So I'll start with this bolt that goes in here. In case you're wondering, yeah, this is just custom stuff. It's not, didn't come on a 52 Dodge this way. And of course, the first thing you're going to learn if you work on cars or anything much, never tighten one fastener down completely. Just get all the fasteners threaded in before you start fastening them down, because they can be off. I guarantee you they're going to be off a little bit. And if you tighten one down all the way, you may not be able to get the other bolt threaded in, or it may thread in a little funny and strip the threads. So get all the bolts started and then go around and systematically tighten them in. It'll make things a lot easier. you can see, you know, it's not a whole lot of extra work. But if you're saving your engine from